Howdy, howdy. Thanks for joining. Jeremy Wright here. Giving you a look of one of the red really shrimp, which my buddy Scott McKinnon gave me just, I think it was 2 weekends ago, a week and a half ago maybe, he's more accurate. And this is a freshly set up refurb tank. Now, backing up, this is an ancient 10-gallon aquarium that used to live at my grandmother's house. It was one of the first aquariums I ever played with. It was probably like the third aquarium that I had my hands on. So there's a 29-gallon that lived at my house, a 20 long that lived at my grandmother's house, and this 10 was probably number 3. So just a peek at some of the things Scott gave me. The Alternanthera renickii, which is that plant right there. Not very red right now. It's kind of in low light. This tank does not have its own dedicated lamp, so I'll show you the kind of janky setup I got here. A 4-foot shop lamp and a 3-foot shop lamp that are literally just laying across this tank. I'm really thankful to my friend Amanda who gave me that lamp when she gave me back a 37-gallon tank that I'd given her a little over a year ago. You can look back a few weeks in my videos to see some of that stuff. But in that, she gave me a colony of guppies back and all of the plants that were in that tank. And I literally just dumped them into this, which is a little bit under 30. I think this is probably a 27-gallon tank. And I just robbed some water out of it. So the water level's low because I moved water from this tank over to this tank, which I just set up, This one was set up, my son and I set this one up a week and a half ago. And yeah, it was just fun. So, no, 2.5, was it 2.5 weeks back? 2.5 weeks ago, because it was before we did the red reelies in here. So they were the first animals that moved into this tank. But it's just been sitting unfiltered. It's got plants, it's hanging out, it's just doing its thing. Today, I did this. So this is a tank that my friend Stephanie gave me. And she and her son just got to the point where they were no longer really interested in caring for the tank. So it sat on my carport for months. And finally, over the last week or two, I brought it inside, emptied it out, washed it out, rebuilt it, resealed it. So you can see the seals in the corner here, fresh seals for the aquarium. Brand new GE 100% silicone. I went outside today, I found a potted plant that was dead. It hadn't made it through the season. I robbed a little bit of organic soil from the bottom, put it in there, capped it with 2 inches of pool filter sand. I think I've still got the bag right down here. So this is my preference of sand. HTH brand pool filter sand, large grain. It's a special kind of sand. Oh yes, it even says specialty there. So for use in sand filters, keeps filters working efficiently. It also happens to be an excellent substrate for aquaria. I've run many aquariums using pool filter sand over the years. It is my favorite substrate when used as a cap over natural substrate, such as this. So you can see this is sort of the father fish method. This aquarium was just set up. It is still very cloudy, but there's no need to let it sit and cycle. First off, the water from this tank came straight out of the tank these fish have been living in. Second, it's live substrate. Third, I squished out one of the reasons it's cloudy and you can see this mulm all over the top is because I literally took the sponge filter, the pre-filter sponge, out of this system. I literally took it off of that. Oh, this is pretty cool. Look at this. So sweet potato, I just put this here about 2 weeks ago. It had no vines. Now they're growing up and they're almost 2 feet tall. Without a real, like, that's the only light above this stuff. I really need to elevate these lamps. And honestly, while I'm out today, I'm going to go shop for more lighting and investigate. I've got some chains and hooks and things. I used to have these suspended from the ceiling, but doing remodeling over the last year, I took all my chains and hooks down and fixed the holes that were in the ceiling. So I haven't yet suspended anything back up. But that's just kind of a peek at the sweet potato growing up out of this aquarium. It's literally just sitting in a hang-on back filter. But there was a pre-filter sponge on this hang-on back, hanging down into the water column. I literally just removed it, took it over here, and squished it out in this aquarium. Yeah, it makes it a little dirty, but you know what? That's a ton of beneficial microbiology. A ton of it. And the guppies got moved over because they were being harassed by the breeding convicts in that tank. I didn't think that was a mating pair. I thought they were the same sex, honestly. I didn't look at them closely enough. That's my fault. I thought they were just the 2 convicts that were being harassed by the other 2 mating pairs in another tank. So I moved them over, and that, you know, whatever. I made a mistake. I admit my mistake. So to keep these guys from being harassed so much, I moved them over here. Now they were doing kind of okay because the convicts were sort of in the lower areas. Like I said, they're breeding. They're down there digging around in the sand like convicts do. And the guppies are hanging out up top. But look at how they're getting chased. They're getting fin nippage, and they needed their own space. Furthermore, I need to clear out this aquarium. Like, it's only been a couple of weeks, and there's a convict right now. So they occupy the lower reaches. There are baby convicts down there. They're protecting those. But when I put the stuff from Amanda's tank in this tank, it filled it up. And honestly, I have to clean this out like every other week anyway. Tons of red root floater on top. Tons and tons of guppy grass, tons of Java moss, and that's awesome. I just have to separate it, and I haven't done that yet. I was more worried about making the space for other fish. But additionally, I need to just investigate all the other tanks and what's going on, check them out, do that. Wow, look at that big old ram's horn right there. So this is a cool tank. This is a 7-gallon tank G, tank G, and we'll probably see, oh, that was him actually. So this also is an unfiltered tank, but heavily planted, Chinese evergreen growing from the top. Anyway, I wasn't planning on this being a very long video. There's one of the convicts in the tank behind. I wasn't planning on this video being as long as it is. I was just trying to show a glimpse of what's going on really with the 10-gallon tank here containing the red reelies. They're going to be moving out shortly, and pause, I'll show you where they're going. I think I'm going to be putting the red reelies here. This is a like half-gallon jar, and it was quite literally a Mount Olive jalapeno jar. And I've done the same trick with, now that I got some substrate, it's soil, pool filter sand, and some plants. It's still kind of cloudy. It's going to be unfiltered. This is just going to be another shrimp jar to go along with this shrimp jar. And this one has cherry shrimps and some snails. And it's pretty cool. Actually, I don't really see, oh, there's one. So there are probably 4 cherry shrimp in here. They're kind of hard to find sometimes, believe it or not, but I like the planted jar thing, and I think it's really fun. So this one was just set up as well. This is where the red reelies are gonna go as I'm able to find and catch them, and then I'll probably be putting more gups in that 10-gallon that I showed you that's much clearer, the one with the tan rim. Anyway, that's what's up today. We're approaching the 10-minute mark, so I'm gonna give it a cut. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. If you enjoy this sort of thing, please give me a like or subscribe. Drop some comments. I'd love to interact with you. Have a great day. Catch you later.